Good evening, ladies. I'm so excited to be a part of this next edition of today's Inspired Latina. My name is Alexandria Rios Taylor, and I co-wrote our story with my sister. I have a twin, Andrea Rios McMillan, and our story is about sisterhood, our path forward, and just embracing the gems of wisdom that we've learned in order to get to the positions we're at. I can't wait to meet all of you ladies. Unfortunately, I have to work tonight, and my sister has her son's 12th birthday this evening, so we're not able to be there in person, but our hearts are with you. We love you, all of the women who are reading the stories. We just
bienvenidos a todos. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. And with this, we initiate today's beautiful event. I'm so excited. How is everybody doing? I hope that everybody else is as excited as I am. And I know that all of you right now that are watching us live, or if you're going to watch this later on in a recorded version, I know that your hearts are going to beep like Jackie Camacho is always saying. And she'll explain later on why her heart is beeping and not beating or anything like that. It's actually much further than that. She's also going to explain to you why we all travel with this little guy. This is how we travel, and we know that with this we're going to fly high in the sky. Welcome everybody to today's Inspired Latina book launch number 8. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, this is phenomenal, and it's also going around the world. So, long time ago, the story says that a bunch of women that were in love and passionate about what they were doing were all together talking to Jackie Camacho, and they say, you know what? We have all these stories to tell. We have all these things that we want to share with the world. How are we going to do this? And Jackie said, let's just put it together in a book. Because that's Jackie. She sees everything easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Why don't we just put it in a book? I'm a publisher, so we can do that. And what started as a book became a global movement. 2 years ago, we were with today's Inspired Latina book launch in Amsterdam, in Paris, in London. We were all over Europe. And this is thanks to Jackie Camacho. Thank you very much to everyone for being here. Thank you to the participants. Thank you to the families of the participants. Thank you to our partners. Thank you to Oyin Technology, Fig Factor Media. Thank you to our sponsors, to Ramos, Texas, and to all the authors and families that are here joining us today. Thank you so much for being here. And you know what? No, it's not just a thank you
Good evening, ladies.
Outside
I'm
thank
so
you.
excited.
This is an internal, deep, big thank you. We know of all the sacrifices that you have to go to support these beautiful authors. The nights of revisions, the nervousness before coming to this event, all the beautiful words that you told them. If you're watching this right now live or recorded, thank you for the support and the love that you give to each and every one of these authors. Thank you for believing in them, as we believed in them all the time. Do not go anywhere, because tonight's event is full of surprises, amazing speakers, and we do have 5 books, 5 winners for a surprise people. We'll let you know. We have the names already, so don't be curious yet. We'll let you know. And before we start, remember I was talking about Jackie? So who does not know Jackie? Okay, maybe one person raise their hand somewhere else. Where have you been living? Under what rock have you been living? Because everybody knows Jackie Camacho. But if you do not, and I'll tell you why. Long time ago, I met Jackie Camacho. And somebody was telling me, you should meet Jackie, you should meet her, she's amazing. And I heard her name and I said, sure, I'll call her. And then later on, someone else, you have heard of Jacqueline Camacho? I was like, oh, again with the name, what's with her? Oh, you gotta meet her. She's in Chicago. And she's amazing. And she does all these things. It's like, fine, I'll meet her. She'll talk about a book. What book? Today's Inspired Latina. I've never heard of that before, really? We're talking about many years ago, like 4. Anyway, I spoke to Jackie Camacho. And we spoke for an hour of anything and everything except for the book. You know, Jackie, right? You must be nodding and smiling right now, saying like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Jackie's not about the book. Jackie is about life itself. When I spoke to Jackie, she was telling me about a company that she founded, JJR Marketing, very successful company. And I'm talking to a 30-something-year-old woman, by the way. Her voice was youthful. Her face was youthful. But what she was saying didn't sound youthful. It sounds like this woman that has been 60 or 70 years old with all this experience. She started talking to me about the books that she's written and that she's a publisher as well. So she has a publishing company, Fig Factor Media. She has this marketing company, right? And she's working like crazy. So I'm thinking, of course, she must be doing nothing but that. So then I said, oh, you know what? On the weekends, what I like doing this and that. And she said, on the weekends, I like being with my children. Oh my God, she has children. Oh, wow. Okay, that's, you know, I tip my heart for that. Not only that, and I said, she wouldn't be married or have a family. She goes, oh yeah, because me and my husband, it was like, oh my God, and she has a husband, which is like 2 companies, 2 foundations. I don't know how many books, and oh my God, that's too much. So then I said, that can't be real. And I said, so what do you do on the weekends? Do you do macrame? Oh, this smart like me. And she goes, no, actually on the weekends, I'm starting to be a pilot. Wait, what? Yes, I want to be pilotina, a pilot, a woman pilot, a Latina pilot. I was like, why would you do that again? How? And she goes, because I love flying. And it's been my dream. I love the air. I love flying. And I said, yeah, and I love the moon, but I'm not starting to be on NASA. It's like, oh my God, are you for real? All this time I thought she was a hologram. This can't be happening. And then I asked her, why? Why do you do this? And then she said, because after surviving cancer, I realized that every second counts. That every minute of my existence counts. I get chills still saying it. It changed my life, as it will change yours moving forward. Jacqueline Camacho has written right now, published 20 books. Jacqueline Camacho has gone through 4 continents. Her motto is to serve and to transcend. And she's always talking about flying higher. She's actually going to go into a flight race, in a historic flying race with another 20 pilotinas, Latinas in the United States. Never attempted. How impressive. And Jackie Camacho tiene un lema. She has a saying that taking the takeoff is optional, but landing is mandatory. We welcome Jackie Camacho to today's event with an open hearts. Bienvenida, Jackie.
Gracias, Minuel. La verdad que cada vez me haces llorar. Yo no sé cómo haces eso. You always make me cry when you share that story. And you know what? I think that is an example of how all of us today, all of the amazing authors that you'll meet, that you'll get to hear from, will captivate your heart. And it's a beautiful example of how we as Latinas are trailblazers. We're creating a pathway for success. We're opening doors for people, and we're doing it all at the same time. You know, when they say you have to choose one thing to do, you have to choose one career, you have to choose the one thing that will make your heart beat, right? And we say, you know what? A lot of things make my heart beat. And I'm able to integrate all these beautiful things into the pathway called life. And I'm able to be present as a mother, as a wife, as a sister, as a daughter, as a servant leader, right? Like all of us are. The many amazing women that you'll meet today will captivate your heart. You will see why this amazing movement of today's Inspired Latina continues for many years to come. We already are planning for volume 23. I don't know exactly when that year is going to be, but I will tell you that every time that we launch a new book, I always pray and I ask God to give me, the answer. Should I do it? Because I never intended to do a series. It was going to be one book You didn't even have a volume on it. And time after time, it was evident that our voices, our stories, our inspirations needed to be shared. And there's nothing, I mean, when something is bigger than you, it drives you forward. And the inspiration that I've gathered, the connections, the blessings, the amazing relationships over the years continues to amaze me every time. I feel like the most blessed person in the world by being surrounded by these incredible women. And with that, I want to make sure that you, watching us from all over the world, have an opportunity to listen to them. Because this night, today, is about them. It's about their stories. So with that, remember that taking off is optional. And yes, landing on your dreams, including becoming an author like all of us are in this amazing event today, is mandatory. So thank you so much, Minue, for your beautiful words. Thank you for being an inspiration to me and for helping thousands of women as well with your speaking, your amazing speaking knowledge. And as a coach, you're incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We are honored to have you here to launch this. Jackie, I love that you have a phrase that is magic. I always mess up magics, which is magic times 10.
Well, because sometimes I can't explain all the beauty, all the blessings in one single day. And I'm like, magic is not magic enough.
Exactly. And I've got to tell you something, Jackie, this is not just for today's authors, but for every single book sisterhood that we have. The first time that I heard book sister, I thought it was the cheesiest name ever. I thought, like, what do you mean book sister? That's like, que cursi. But I've got to tell you now, okay, it is a sisterhood. It's huge. Huge. It is a sisterhood. You know, we're happy, we share it. We're sad, we share it. There's a problem, we help each other. Yeah, and then we have questions. Anybody knows somebody that blah, blah, blah? Someone in the sisterhood will help you out. And so I think this is what this is about, Jackie. This is why it's not a book. This is a movement. It's a community that you have done across the globe, by the way. It's not just the United States. We are a community of women that have the heart in its place. In Spanish, it sounds more beautiful. Mujeres hermosas con el corazón en su lugar. And this is about the intention that you have in your heart. This is a community of good women, of fighters, of brave souls. And this is what you've created, Jackie. We all thank you so very much for connecting us all with each other. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you.
Gracias, Jackie. Very good. And so now we continue with today's program. And to begin with, we are going to have a wonderful video from PATRICIA MOTA. If you have met her, PATRICIA MOTA, she is the president and CEO of ACE. Everybody has heard of ACE. Mujeres de ACE is the first time that I've heard of ACE, and is a Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement. And Patricia has been really amazing. Another beautiful soul. You will see much of her, but please follow everything that has to do with ACE. It's about empowerment and advancement of Latinas and Latinos. Patricia has received many awards, including the Brava Awards by Coca-Cola Latino magazine, nada más. And in her free time, she likes to run, and she's a dance instructor. So are we ready for that video? Go for it.
My name is Patricia Mota, and I'm currently serving as President and CEO for the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement, or ACE, a national nonprofit based in Chicago who's dedicated to advancing Latinos across the country. It is my honor to join you today, to welcome you, but most especially to congratulate each of the contributing authors for this book. It was also my honor to be the author for the preface. So thank you to Jackie Camacho for that honor, but also for sharing so many stories of Latinas across the world. I am Latina. I am Mexican American. I am first generation college educated, first generation going into professional workforce and nonprofit executive. And I am most proud of being the daughter to immigrants. It is through these identities, through my personal story, that I continue to lead, especially during the most challenging times. I encourage you to continue to leverage your stories that build from them, that continue to evolve over time to influence your career trajectory, but most especially empower others to become the best version of themselves. On this Latina Equal Pay Day, let us remind ourselves that we have excelled and contributed so much to society, yet so much more work needs to be done. During the global pandemic, it is Latinas, it is Hispanic women, according to the Pew Research Center, that have suffered the greatest job loss, a decline of 21%. I share that because it is not only our stories, but also understanding the facts, the statistics that impact our communities so that we can take action. I encourage you to continue to share your stories. Wherever you may go, continue to develop yourself. In your workplaces or in the environments that you find yourself, when you see injustices or things that are not right occurring, take the courage to speak up or to take action. And we need leaders in our communities, whether it's serving on a nonprofit board, associate board, communities. Take the time to give of your time, your talents, and even a financial contribution, which is so needed by many organizations these days. Felicidades, continue to take action, and congratulations.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much. This is fantastic. Thank you so much, Patricia, for your beautiful words. We really appreciate it. Everything that you do for our community. Hope to see you soon in person. We love your events as well. Very good. Well, remember that I talked to you about 5 winners of books? We have the 3 first winners of these amazing books. Are you ready for those names? The first book winner is Gaby Cornelius. Gaby Cornelius, yes. The second winner is Sabrina Grita. Sabrina Grita is the second winner. And the third winner is Ana Matos. Ana Matos, you're the third winner of the books. Congratulations. You're going to love this. And please, if you don't have all the books, by the way, Jackie Camacho has a book club, and you have 2 seconds to be part of that book club because you'll get all the collection of these amazing stories of adversity. Very good. Of how to overcome it, not of how to have it. How to overcome it. Very good. Are you ready for our next speaker? Because I am. I can't wait for our next speaker. Our next speaker is ARACELI ZANABRIA. ARACELI, get ready with that mute and unmute button, which is the phrase of 2020, by the way. Where's the mute? ARACELI. She has been a real estate agent and investor in New York for over 18 years in mostly residential sales. And she has been in all of this wonderful area helping people to find, she's not finding a home, she's finding a beautiful place for people to live their dreams. And she has been part of what an association called NAREP, which is the National Association for Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And she is also a volunteer with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. She's a beautiful soul and a family woman. And let me tell you something. She prepares the best huevito con frijolitos. So if you are around the area, visit her. She'll delight you. Araceli, bienvenida. Welcome.
Thank you, Minwe.
Al contrario, bienvenida.
My name is Araceli ZANABRIA. I'm very happy to have you on board for the launch of our book, Today Inspired Latina, Volume 8. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Araceli ZANABRIA. Soy originaria de Michoacán, México, donde me gradué de la universidad como ingeniero agrónomo. Estoy muy contenta de tenerlos el día de hoy para el lanzamiento del libro Today Inspired Latina, volumen número 8, donde estaré compartiendo con ustedes mi historia de superación, lo más importante, de convicción. La razón principal que me motivó para escribir este libro, para honrar la vida y el recuerdo de mi hijo VANY, que fue un hermoso niño con capacidades especiales. Y para celebrar día a día la vida de mi hijo Irving, quien es sobreviviente de cáncer. Lo lamento. Me gustaría compartir mi historia especialmente con todas esas mujeres que luchan día a día como madres, como trabajadoras incansables y como profesionales. Las quiero animar y motivar para que luchen por todas sus metas y puedan alcanzarlas sin tener temor alguno. Yo les agradezco mucho que nos acompañen en este día tan importante y les invito a que lean el libro que tiene muchas ideas que los van a inspirar. Muchas gracias y que tengan buenas noches.
Muchísimas gracias, Araceli, preciosa, por tu presentación. Qué maravilla. Y gracias por compartirnos. Gracias por compartirnos un poco de tu vida, un poco de quién eres, de mucho corazón. Thank you so much, Araceli, for opening your heart to all of us here. We are with you and we admire your work. Thank you so much. Very good. Our next speaker, are you ready? Evelyn, start looking for that mute button and join us. Now our next speaker is Evelyn Rodriguez. She is the VP of Glen Ellen Trust and Wintrust Community. And oh, by the way, she's also part of the board. And she has two girls, 12 and 24. She has been in HR and organizational leadership all her life. And she works with women programs. Thank you, Evelyn, for working on women's programs. We need you. She's been featured in today's Chicago magazine. And by the way, she's also a Spanish interpreter for legal and medical issues. How needed is her job right now? We need you so much, Evelyn, helping people translate and interpret legal and medical information. We appreciate everything you do for the community. Evelyn, bienvenida.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today. First of all, I'd like to thank Jackie for giving me this incredible opportunity to share my story, to find the strength in my voice. You are amazing. I am blessed and grateful that we crossed paths. I would also like to thank my family, my friends, and my two daughters. Finding my voice and being able to share it has been quite a journey. That journey has been filled with pain, self-doubt, and to be honest, I could never in a million years imagine to be here today, like speaking about a feature in a book launch. I spent the majority of my life hiding in the shadows and feeling as I had no right to express myself. I hid multiple things in my life because that was the Latina way. I wanted to keep up with the image that I was a strong Latina woman. As Will Smith's song, Just the Two of Us, the song starts with, this is a very sensitive subject. I will tell you all, this for me is a very sensitive subject, as well as a song that I hold very close to my heart. For years, I felt as my voice meant nothing. I remained silent. I thought I had no voice. This is what I was taught. You're expected to remain quiet because we're raised to think that there's no one else to help you. We cannot speak the same as anyone else. They would not understand what we're going through. So just deal with it and accept it's all right. I did not see this as all right. It should not be all right to any of us. I was silent as a child and I was silent as a young woman. But I found refuge through my education. I needed to do that for the sake of my daughter. My daughter as an infant had no voice. I needed to ensure she had one. My daughter was my daily strength. I was the only one who could provide her with the opportunity to speak up once she grew up. So I spoke up. I was deprived from getting education. Education is the only thing that no one can take away from you. I ended up with a master's degree, and here I am with my voice, a book deal, and most importantly, two incredible, independent, intelligent daughters and my voice. I've been very hesitant to share my story. Well, in reality, this wasn't just my story to share, but my daughter's story to share. She has been through it all, through my pain, through my struggles, and through my success. It was just the two of us. But here's the most beautiful thing of it all. It does not need to be just the two of us now. As Latinas, we can pledge to one another to all that if the world attacks you and you slide off tracks, we have your back. I have no regrets on this journey that I lived. It has made me a stronger woman, and I am grateful for all the lessons. I can truly say I try very hard to make a difference in the lives I touch and to give back. Thank you, Siomi. It was just tools for a while. Mia, you are my shining star. You have to buy your books to read their story. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely, and we completely agree with you. Gotta be strong, and we have to know more about each other. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate it. Very good. And so, are we ready for our next speaker? Our next speaker is Mari Carmen Ortiz. Mari Carmen, are you there? Very good. Mari Carmen, she's in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm going to start with obviously the most important part, which is that she's the mother of 4 boys. Yes. And she loves talking about unstoppable passion. Very good. Mari Carmen is actually from Mexico, Viva Mexico, and she loves teaching cooking. Can you believe this? Oh my goodness, she's a tequila certified expert, and soon she's going to do that with mezcal and raicilla. You know, she is the one that taught me that tequila has to be tasted in 4 stages. You smell the tequila, you sip it, you pass it, and then you exhale, and that changes the whole experience. For Mari Carmen Ortiz, nothing is impossible. Mari Carmen, bienvenida. Welcome.
Gracias. Hola a todos. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be able to live my dream through all of you, through Jackie, through you, Minue. Gracias. Because it is really important to find your passion. And so being here, it's a way of me sharing my path and my, finding who I am living in the United States, being a Latina, and what a Latina represents in this country. I found throughout the years, you go hand in hand, with 2 cultures, and I found my passion of talking about Mexico, sharing who I am that comes from here, letting flow and chasing your dreams. So no matter what, you always have to let it go. Give yourself the chance of finding your passion and sharing it with everybody. Because when no matter how dark things can be, you can become obsessed with your aspirations. And that's what's the secret. Do it, let it happen, and then magic happens. So I always say, chase your dream, find your passion, let yourself be you, be authentic, be who you are, represent in reality the person that you're here to be, and just let it flow, and then magic happens. And this happens, it comes all the time. When things happened, I became a tequilera. I talk about tequila, I talk about mezcal, I talk about, these amazing emblematic drinks that we have in Mexico that I love to do. And I became a tequilera. So things keep coming, surprises keep coming to our life. And I can't wait to share with all of you every detail and everything that can happen when you really chase your dreams. So don't stop. Don't ever stop. Jackie, gracias por esto que haces con todas. Minue, eres lo máximo. Gracias to everybody, to all my book sisters that are here. You're amazing. And I hug you and I thank you. And I love everyone. Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Nosotros también te queremos muchísimo. Very good. So thank you. And let's get ready. By the way, nos tienes que mandar una prueba de tu tequila when you have todo lo que vayas haciendo, tu mezcal, tu tequila. Yes, we need to try that one. Exacto. Very good. Bueno, so right now, our next speaker, are you ready for LISBA Romo? LISBA, please, if you are over there and you're ready, that would be fantastic. Muy bien, LISBA. She's a Latina advocate, an advocate leader. She is all about being brave. And she actually created an organization called Be Brave and Be You. This is to teach everyone else, and mostly the youth, how to take bravery to another level. Do you know that she actually has a YouTube channel? This is quite impressive. She teaches literally financial literacy to everyone. And by the way, she's also a home care supervisor. Very good. She's changing the definition of brave hero to brave shero. Oh my goodness. Lisba, bienvenida. Adelante.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Minue. I am so grateful and thankful to be here in this moment tonight. I want to thank God, first of all, and I want to thank all of my loved ones, everybody that's been a part of this incredible personal self-development journey. I want to share a little bit about myself, my personal story. And to that effect, Minue, I want to add something else. I am also a coach as well and a motivational speaker within Be Brave, Be You. So I want to take you to this place to share with you a little bit about myself. Think about a time when you were very scared and uncomfortable. What crossed your mind? How did you react? Were you brave and confronted your fears? Or did you step back and hope that it would go away and stayed within your comfort zone? Well, for me, being scared and being uncomfortable was an everyday thing. From facing my bullies, to being spiritually attacked during my high school years, to being underestimated at work. I just couldn't understand, why do these uncomfortable situations keep on happening to me? What I didn't know is that God was pushing me. He was shaking things up. He was making me uncomfortable. And the more uncomfortable I got, the more comfortable I became with being uncomfortable. And guess what? I started conquering my fears. I started becoming braver. I started becoming stronger, that better version of myself. So to you that are watching me tonight, yes, you too can conquer your fears. I invite you to join our Be Brave and Get Uncomfortable Facebook community, where we could inspire you, challenge you, coach you along your personal self-development journey as well. So if you join this community, as just as my gift, I'm going to give you a complimentary access pass to our upcoming virtual Be Brave and Get Uncomfortable Towards Conquering Your Fear event. So I want to thank you for your time tonight. I am very blessed at this time. I just cannot put it into words how excited and how far I've come from being this shy kid, depressive, to now speaking to the masses and speaking to other people and inspiring them. So my wish tonight is that you are inspired by my story. And thank you so much. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much. We are definitely inspired by everything that you have said and shared with us. Thank you for opening your heart. And we felt that with you, as all of you obviously are so emotionally involved in this. We are all together. I told you since the beginning of this whole thing that what connects us is the heart. And this is exactly where we are. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Very good. Thank you so much. So we are ready for our next speaker, Patricia Hernández Figueroa. Patricia, ¿estás por ahí? Para que saludes. Perfecto. Patricia is from Puebla, Mexico. Felicidades. That's fantastic. Well, actually, she actually lives in Toluca, so I know exactly where that is. And she is really crushing it here in the United States, as she started a restaurant called El Agave Mexican Grill. I cannot wait to taste everything in your menu. So congratulations for that. And not only that, she actually operates that as part of what we call the Magic Castle, and this was just a children's center. And she did this with Orgia Family. She has also additional locations like Magic Forest and Magic Kingdom and Magic Place. This is really amazing. And you know, we are dealing with entrepreneurs here. We all know this. So she also launched a project called Fusión Latina Chicago. This organization functions, helps Latinas to find answers to difficult questions. how to start a business, to how to file a police report. This is really, really impressive. And then on how to start a nonprofit. So any questions that you have, she will be able to help you. And she also conducted an online radio reality show called Entre Nosotras. Bienvenida, Patricia.
Hola, muy buenas noches. Estoy muy emocionada, en verdad. Muchas gracias. Y quiero empezar dándole gracias a Dios por todo lo que me ha dado. Sin Él no podría. A mi esposo, a mis hijos, por todo su apoyo y su tiempo. A mi madre, por todo el esfuerzo y toda su fuerza que siempre me dio cuando yo caía. Mis hermanos, familiares y amigos. A Jackie, por enseñarnos a volar y a aterrizar en este sueño. A mis 19 hermanas, que compartimos nuestras vivencias para motivar a muchas mujeres más en el mundo. Muchas gracias. Este agradecimiento para todos y cada uno de ustedes, porque sin ustedes, nosotras no tendríamos una historia. Muchas gracias. Y en especial a todas esas mujeres que aún viven bajo la sombra o que no han cumplido sus sueños. Desearles hoy que todo se puede lograr mientras uno se proponga. Hay un momento, si me lo permiten, en mi vida, cuando yo estaba en un tiempo difícil, escuché una canción y esa canción me motivó muchísimo mi vida. Me llega en el alma y permítanme cantarles la última estrofa. Di lo que sientas, haz lo que piensas, da lo que tengas y no te arrepientas. Y si no llega lo que esperabas, no te conformes, jamás te detengas. Pero sobre todas las cosas, nunca te olvides de Dios. Muchas gracias. Gracias a todas ustedes. Gracias.
¡Bravo! ¡Qué motivante! No, nos tenías a todas cantando. Ojalá pudieras haber visto así la cámara. Estamos todas así contigo cantando. Muchísimas gracias por inspirarnos de esa manera. La música toca el alma, corazón. Te lo agradecemos muchísimo. Thank you so much for singing with us, for singing to us, and for reminding us of the power of music. Most importantly, your message, the power of God. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. Our next speaker, are you ready? Nancy Scovotti, are you ready to join us with your wonderful presence? Please, Nancy Scovotti, be ready for us today. So Nancy, she was born in Chicago. You will not believe this, but we met her in New York. And she is really amazing. And she lives with her husband and 2 children. I love it because when we asked her for her bio, she sent a word that I'm going to ask permission to say here. So forgive me, but I must, because she describes herself as a feisty chingona. And I wish that I could say that in English, but I don't have the word for that. But it means a really amazing top of the world person. And she's always talking about being unapologetically living her best life. She works in real estate as well, and she is an industry recognized top insurance sales executive as well. And by the way, she's senior VP of the Great American Title Agency. She has a great reputation for her efficiency and commitment. If you want something done, Nancy is going to make it happen. She's has more than 24 years of experience, so trust me, if she doesn't know, she is a person to go and find out. Very good. And here's another beautiful thing, that she's also another Latina that is always thinking about inspiring others and helping them with their growth and development. So she co-founded Inspira, which is a mastermind group that inspires individuals to look and grow and work together towards becoming the best version of themselves. She's really committed with the community, and that's how we know her, a very committed, powerful woman. Nancy, bienvenida. Adelante.
Muchísimas gracias, Minue. I love the introduction. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Nancy SCOVOTTI, a feisty chingona. Like she said, it's a badass. So I'm super excited and honored to now add a co-author of today's Inspired Latina, Volume 8. I am so humbled to be surrounded by these amazing, powerful Latinas in this movement. Starting with Minue, our beautiful master of ceremonies. She is actually the one that presented me with the idea of becoming a contributing author. And she connected me with Jackie Camacho, our innovator, and we've created magic. Just like Minue said, magic times 10. So, however, I do have to confess, first I had to shut down the voices. Who do you think you are? You're not a writer. I had to have the audacity and the courage to say yes to myself and lead by example. And I'm so excited because this is just a stepping stone of something even bigger. So I am truly grateful for this amazing opportunity. Actually, growing up, I was afraid to dream because if my dreams didn't come true, it would be as if I failed. And I shared that with my daughter one night, and that was my turning point. So now I just want to share with the world my story and the way I was able to turn things around. I wouldn't have been my authentic and true self if I didn't accept this opportunity, and I am so glad I did. Together with all the co-authors here this evening, we want to elevate and empower you. Connect with one of our stories, not just mine, but 19 other women that have said yes to themselves, that have had struggles and invested in themselves to become the best version of themselves. So we hope that you connect with us, that you find something in one of our stories that we can empower you. And whatever it is for you, maybe it's timing, but I want you to own it, love it, live it. My name is Nancy SCOVOTTI, unapologetically a feisty chingona, and a chingona is a badass.
Thank you so much, Nancy. We really appreciate that. And you know what? I think that that's something that we should all be always reminded of who we are. No? We are all that. We are all that. And I love because you start by saying, sometimes we think, who do you think you are? Well, that now you have a new phrase that you can borrow from Nancy. That's who you are. Congratulations, Nancy. Thank you so much for being with us today. Very good. And so our next speaker of the night is Monika Alvarez. We are so happy to have Monika here with us tonight. She was born and raised in Aguascalientes. And saludos, Aguascalientes. This is in Mexico. For those of you who haven't been there, you must go to Aguascalientes and to Calvillo. And I'll tell you that story later because that can take 3 hours of my time and yours. And so please let's keep talking about Monika. She's a businesswoman and a life and business coach, and she found a Mujer Seis Dígitos. Mujer de Seis Dígitos, an organization for women entrepreneurs which provides personal and professional career building services. And of course, we're talking about someone that knows exactly what she's doing. Over 20 years of sales, communication, finance, marketing, public relations. She knows everything. And of course, she's helping her community. And she's handling also the communication for Club Six Dígitos. She's an active member and in a leadership organization worldwide. Thank you, Monika, for everything you do for us. She's in Texas right now with her husband and 2 children. Bienvenida, Monika. Thank you so much for being here today.
Gracias, Minue. Qué divino. Producción. Yo estoy muy feliz y muy emocionada por estar aquí. Ha sido una tarde, noche fenomenal, increíble todas las historias. Estoy muy emocionada y sobre todo muy inspirada. Así es. Y a ti que nos estás escuchando, hermosa, te comparto que efectivamente mi pasión es el liderazgo femenino y por ello he dedicado mis últimos 5 años a ser un instrumento de inspiración para la mujer emprendedora, ayudándola a conectar
con su poder interior para que pueda desarrollar sus fortalezas y como resultado pueda conducir su negocio como empresaria. Y no solo eso, que disfrute la trayectoria rodeada de una vida armoniosa. Mi propósito como coach empresarial es brindarte las herramientas adecuadas para que te representes como experta en tu industria, logrando tú a la vez inspirar a otras que estén en tu entorno. Creo firmemente que toda mujer debe vivir rodeada de abundancia en todas las áreas de su vida. El conectar con sus talentos y desarrollar sus habilidades le darán como resultado una vida llena de riqueza y prosperidad. Es cierto que pueden surgir adversidades, pero estas pruebas serán solo lecciones para sobrepasar los retos que nos presenta la vida. He descubierto que cuando estamos conectadas con nuestra misión de vida, Dios y el universo siempre van a conspirar a nuestro favor, brindándonos los recursos y las personas adecuadas para vivir nuestra vida elite. Puedo asegurarte que las historias que hay en este libro van a brindarte un sinfín de inspiración que te impulsarán a ser la mejor versión de ti misma. Yo personalmente te comparto mi experiencia al dejar ir un alto puesto ejecutivo en una empresa corporativa y decidirme a iniciar mi propia empresa. Hoy por hoy agradezco mucho esa poderosa decisión, ya que me ha brindado la oportunidad de rodearme de mujeres poderosas como tú. Te invito a recorrer la maravillosa experiencia de la lectura de nuestro libro, donde estoy segura vas a recibir infinitas descargas divinas que van a motivarte a tomar acción masiva en tu entorno. Que disfrutes mucho la edición número 8 de Today's Inspired Latina. Con amor, tu amiga Mónica Álvarez, coach personal y empresarial. Besitos a todas.
Muchísimas gracias. Nótese que ya estamos usando yaquismos. Y los yaquismos son como las descargas divinas. For those of you who are connected and those that don't speak Spanish, please know that we are referring to divine downloads. See, us people, mortals, we have ideas. But Jackie Camacho has divine downloads. And so she comes with, oh my God, I have this idea, but it's like it just came from the heavens. And guess what? It's true. It's true. It's just like this amazing thing. So glad you're using that very well. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Gracias por compartir tu historia con nosotras, Mónica. Bienvenida. Excelente. Our next guest tonight, our next speaker and author is Leslie Regalado. Leslie, bienvenida. Welcome, Leslie. Leslie is the daughter of Mexican immigrants. Did I just say Viva Mexico before? Because if not, then again, Viva Mexico. She lived in California until her father passed away, and then she relocated to Chicago with her mother and two other sisters, and she was the first to graduate college. And I'm going to say this, not just for her, but for every single woman that became the first one to graduate, the first one to finish, the first one to go to college, and the first one to have a dream. If that is you, we applaud you. We applaud you 1,000 times. So now, Leslie check this out, because this is, I actually have to read this one particularly. She earned a BS in Radiologic Sciences from the Southern Illinois University. Women in STEM. Thank you for representing. And you know what? We've been told since we are little girls, you gotta be a ballerina or you gotta be a cook, but nobody's telling little girls, you've got to be a scientist. So thank you for being one. Very good. And then she moved to a networking company, and then she worked for 17 years. She reached the top 2% on the Salesforce and earned many, many impressive gifts. So Leslie started the Perfectly Imperfect with Leslie Regalado podcast. We cannot wait to hear your podcast. She's the founder and CEO of We Lead Society, which is an online networking community and helps women discover exciting possibilities and opportunities to expand their network. Leslie's now in Chicago with her husband and 3 kids. Bienvenida, Leslie. Welcome, Leslie. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Gosh, it's awesome when someone introduces you. Thank you for that. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. Gracias por estar con nosotros. I am super excited, extremely honored, just like everyone else has said. It is a true honor to be surrounded by such powerful, inspiring Latina women from all walks of life, And I am just here excited to just share a little bit of my story with you all. Encourage you to pick up the book as soon as it's available. Reach out to whoever it is you're on here, listening for. But first of all, I want to thank God, because without him, he's always been my guiding light since I can remember. And I want to thank him for just my life and for these opportunities. Thank my parents. Like you mentioned, they were both immigrants. They have both passed away now. My mom for being the strongest, the most courageous woman ever. She raised 3 strong women. And my husband for his undying support, encouragement. He has always been the one to just push me and be my best. And once opportunity came around, he did say, go for it. You never know who you're going to meet, what it's going to bring into your life. And it definitely has unlocked so much inside of me. My story inside of the book, it's called The Courage to Say Yes. And it is because every single time that I have said yes to an opportunity, it's allowed me to learn and grow in ways that I never imagined. And today I want to encourage each of you to say yes more, to stop being so afraid and allowing fear to keep you hostage, you and your dreams. Because so many times we have huge visions and dreams of our life, what it can be, but we're so afraid and we hold on so tightly to what we know, that we don't allow ourselves to step out of our comfort zone and step into our faith zone, which is where the growth happens and where the magic happens. And today, just to end, I want to share one of my favorite, I think it's a poem, and I pulled it up here. It's called Our Deepest Fear, and I'm going to share it with you all, and I want you to listen and to receive the message that it's going to share with you all. So it says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So today, I just want you to listen to that message, embrace it, and go out there and allow your light to shine, because that will inevitably give other people permission to do the same thing.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. And I love it because we are using now poetry to get to our hearts. We really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You see, all of you are inspiring us again tonight, over and over. Thank you very much for doing that. And now we're going to introduce twins. This is 2 sisters that have actually sent us a wonderful video. But before we watch it, let me tell you about them. They are really impressive. Alexandria Rios and Andrea Rios. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of both of their stories. Andrea Rios develops new business strategies and partner relationships for CompTIAs, creating IT future workplace programs nationwide. She was responsible for expanding the workplace development in Chicago and spearheading partnership for Chicago's early college STEM schools. Thank you, Alexandra, for doing this. And she has been working 10 years on business development. You can see where her passion is, obviously. She's helping the community of Aurora Hispanic Heritage Advisory Board to really help and fundraise money so that they can get scholarships for people they need. So thank you so much for doing that. And her twin, Alexandra, she's a high school assistant principal in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. She recently partnered with Jackie Camacho Ruiz on the anthology entitled Today's Inspired Young Latina Dreams and Aspirations for the Next Generation series. This is so exciting. She's currently pursuing her doctorate degree in educational administration. And she holds a master's degree in leadership and administration from the Benedictine University. These are very impressive bios. Thank you so much. Let's watch them in this video coming soon.
Good evening, ladies. I'm so excited to be a part of this next edition of today's Inspired Latina. My name is Alexandria Rios Taylor, and I co-wrote our story with my sister. I have a twin, Andrea Rios McMillan, and our story is about sisterhood, our path forward, and just embracing the gems of wisdom that we've learned in order to get to the positions we're at. I can't wait to meet all of you ladies. Unfortunately, I have to work tonight, and my sister has her son's 12th birthday this evening, so we're not able to be there in person, but our hearts are with you. We love you, all of the women who are reading the stories. We just can't wait for you to gain some nuggets of gold and hopefully plant some seeds of faith and magic in your life. Love you, Jackie. Love you, ladies. Mwah. Besos.
Hi, fabulous ladies. I wish I was there with you guys. It's my son's birthday, so we're going to be celebrating his birthday today. But I'm so happy for this book launch, and I'm so excited to be included in such a great group of women. I hope you guys have a great night, and looking forward to the future.
Hello, thank you so much. Amazing stories, right? Really, really amazing. And follow them. And they're not here, but hello, I know you're going to be watching later on. Very good. Let's welcome our next speaker and author, VANY Hernandez. VANY Hernandez, this is a beautiful story as well. And she's very passionate Latina, as all of you wonderful speakers today. I have to say something. When I met VANY, she was shy to talk about the most important thing in her life. And then when I heard her, I realized there's nothing shy about this woman speaking her truth. She speaks about stepping confidently into the purpose that God has given to you. So she's a godly woman. She was born in a very small country in Belize. And then in 2004, she moved to Chicago, so a big trip all the way here. She has an associate degree in international business, and she's a certified life coach. She's also a style coach, and you'll see that. Obviously, she likes learning and investing in her personal, spiritual, and professional development. See, on most days, you can see her working on her laptop and spending time with her family. And she loves everything that has to do with enjoying life, mostly and most importantly, worshiping God. Thank you, VANY, for reminding us of that big power. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Hello, everyone. It is an honor and a blessing to be here tonight along with my book sisters. I want to thank Father God for making this possible. It is a dream come true. I want to thank Jackie for giving me this life-changing opportunity. And I want to thank everyone who is watching and celebrating with me today. I appreciate each one of you. My name is VANY Hernandez, and I believe that God created each one of us with a purpose to fulfill here on earth. There comes a time in your life when you feel that there's something missing. Deep down, you have this desire of doing something more meaningful in your life, but you don't know what it is or how to get there. And that is when your search for purpose begins. That search is not going to come easy, as it will require you to dig deep inside you, to heal your most inner wounds, and to grow like never before. Some days might be painful and tears might be along the way, but at the end, it's all worth it because it molds you to become that purposeful woman that God created you to be. And that in itself brings so much fulfillment in your life. It was an amazing experience to write my story. This story is for the Latina woman with big goals and dreams who deep down knows that she has been created for more. I hope that it inspires you and sparks a fire within you that propels you to go after what God has already placed in your heart. You're here to make a difference and make an impact on other people's lives. So today, I just want to encourage you to keep pressing forward because you have been created for more. You have to, you have to get uncomfortable, yes. And you have to face your fears to the brink of panic. But you got this, sister. You know why? Because you have the best coach, the best guide, which is God. Y con Él todo es posible. Gracias y Dios les bendiga.
Thank you so much. Of course, who can better guide you, right? Who's higher than that? Thank you so much, Vany. Thank you so much for sharing your word and for sharing the truth. Your truth this is really, really, really beautiful. And you'll see this later, but everybody's faces has been lighting up every time that you speak. So thank you so much. And now we're going to welcome our next speaker. We welcome Damaris Somolinski. Very good. Thank you for being here with us today. She is an interfaith minister and reverend, and she has her own spiritual practice in Long Island in New York. You see, Damaris had a complicated situation when she was young. She actually suffered a tragic loss of her mother at a very young age, and she has been looking for the meaning of life and death and how to overcome grief in order to find life's purpose. So through her life, she's been trying to look for answers, and she found them. She now had discovered that raising one's consciousness can eradicate human suffering. So she has become an expert in energy work, aromatherapy, gemstones, chakras, teaching about the levels of human body, the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and how they interconnect with each other. This is very interesting. Thank you so much, Damaris, for joining us tonight. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Minuet. And I want to thank Jackie also for this opportunity, this wonderful opportunities that was given to me. And I want to thank all the book sisters as well. And I also want to thank God and my parents. The story in the book is about my parents and myself and how I came into who I am today. And so I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you guys so that you could understand how it all came about. So when I was about 5 years old, my parents were going through a divorce, and it was like a battle between them. It was a really bad divorce. And so there was a lot of tension in my household because of their divorce. And we all just wanted this divorce to be over so that we can just have peace in the house. And so finally the day came when the divorce was, finalized, and we were just excited that it was going to be finalized and there was going to be peace. But a few months after that, my mother was brutally killed. And so to make matters worse, my family thought that my father had something to do with her death. So as a child, I grew up with this, thought that my father brutally killed my mother. Of course, that was not the case. But as a child, that's what I grew up thinking. And so as I got older, I started asking God a lot of questions. And one day he revealed to me two revelations. And the first one was that he says, and it was a download, life is a series of moments, and sometimes we get stuck in a moment. I got stuck in that moment of my mother's death for many years, and I relived the pain of her death moment to moment. The second revelation was that we're all here to play a role for each other. For the purpose of growth and evolution. And so those two revelations shifted my whole perspective. And I began to then move into a new moment in my life. And had it not been for the circumstances of my life, I wouldn't be here today with all of you and living my life's purpose. So I thank them for their sacrifices and their lives because it brought me into my purpose. And so I'm very thankful. And that's my story. Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Damaris, for sharing this with us. And just to make a quick parenthesis, Cesare, what you just mentioned is actually a reminder for all of us. Please always remember that whatever happens doesn't happen to you. It happens through you.
Yes.
Through you. And it's what you do with it, what really
exactly
gives you meaning and purpose. We applaud you for your bravery and for your integrity and for sharing this with us. All of you, by the way, this is impressive because we have heard so many stories. Some of them have been said for the first time here. Do you know that? Not just you, our young Latina talks as well. And in many of these books, Jackie knows this, there are women that are telling us these things for the first time. And I want just to make this small parenthesis, just to say thank you for your bravery to all of you who have shared some very personal things with all of us. And we respect you very much and love you very much. Thank you. Let's get ready for our next speaker, Abigail Silva Michael. Abigail, she is beloved teacher and creator of Conectando Corazones. It's a project with a mission to empower young people and their families. See, her father was a philanthropist and a leader in Mexico City. Hey, Viva Mexico. Doing this, he provided for his community, and he was very generous. So what happened with Abigail is that she followed the footsteps of her father, which is wonderful because she had a great role model. Very good. So she created Conectando Corazones precisely to help the most unfortunate as well. See, Abby has a lot of gratitude in her heart, and we can tell that she lives right now with her husband, children, and mother in Denver. And she's actually putting a lot of emphasis in foundations, human resources, and nonprofits. Thank you so much, Abigail, for being here tonight with us.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias y bueno, buenas noches a todos. Qué emoción estar aquí. Es un orgullo. Estoy feliz y bueno, sí, como en la introducción dicen, bueno, mi padre era una persona que ayudaba mucho a la comunidad y pues yo crecí viendo eso. Crecí desde muy pequeñita y pues así empezó mi historia. Y bueno, les comparto un poquito de lo que van a leer. Gracias a todos, a mi mamá, a mi esposo, a mis niños, a Jackie por esta oportunidad. Un nuevo país, un nuevo propósito. Inmigrar a los Estados Unidos me dio la oportunidad de encontrar mi propósito y mi misión. Crear un proyecto positivo en la vida de los niños y los jóvenes. Su empoderamiento es un derecho por las Naciones Unidas y en la educación de los derechos del niño. Conectando Corazones, que es mi proyecto del cual hablo en este libro, les platico cómo encontré por qué a través de las historias de los niños yo quise encontrar este propósito, en donde busco empoderar a las nuevas generaciones para convertir a los niños, a las niñas, a los jóvenes, a jovencitas en un factor de cambio, que crean en ellos, que sean fundadores de su futuro, que sigan adelante, que crean en ellos, que no importan las adversidades, que no importan lo que hayan vivido, siempre hay una nueva oportunidad. Para nosotros, los adultos, los maestros, los profesores, los padres, los tutores, es muy importante que ayudemos a los niños a recorrer el camino, a creer en ellos. No construyamos el camino por ellos. Vamos a ayudarlos a aprender a caminar, a aprender seguros, a aprender fuertes. Su empoderamiento es muy importante porque yo creo en el futuro de los niños. Invertir en los niños, invertir en su futuro, es invertir en el futuro para todos. Yo siempre digo que no puedo cambiar el mundo, pero sí puedo cambiar mi comunidad. Te invito a todo mundo, a todas las personas que nos están viendo, que encuentren su misión. Encuentra tu misión en esta vida y si puedes ayudar, ayuda y haz la diferencia en otra persona. Muchísimas gracias y gracias por la oportunidad. Buenas noches.
Muchísimas gracias. Qué mensaje tan hermoso. Si puedes ayudar, ayuda, porque a veces nos quedamos con pensamientos de ayuda, no con acciones de ayuda. No es lo mismo, ¿sabes? No es lo mismo cómo te puedo ayudar que déjame voy y te ayudo. So what I'm saying this, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, what I'm saying is, it's not the same to wish you well than to do everything possible so that you are well. And so I love what you were saying. Thank you so much, Miguel, for sharing this with us. You're definitely a woman of action, and we are very proud of that. Thank you very much. Our next speaker and author is Monse Moreno. Monse, bienvenida. Welcome, Monse. So Monse was born and raised in South Chicago. Very good. And she right now, this is very interesting because when we were reading her bio, discovered something that her first job was a golf caddy. This is super interesting. I just love it. Very good. And she went to work in advertising and sales at the Marquette Tribune, which led her to a career in advertising and marketing. Beautiful area. So Monse began then began at Starcom Media Vest Group and then moved to Pandora Media. And then she married fellow DSMF and Chic Evans scholar, Gauze. And they both live in Brookfield, Illinois. She's very passionate about the Latino community. And she's also a global co-lead for Facebook Latino Employee Resource Group. And Monse is what we call in Mexico La Chica Sugus, which is you're going to find her everywhere, and she's going to be very sweet and loved by everyone. For those who remember the candy Sugus. Chica Sugus, bienvenida, Monse. Welcome.
Thank you, Minue. I'm thrilled to be here with you and to join this community of book sisters that belong to today's Inspired Latina community. You were absolutely right when you introduced it as a community of women with beautiful hearts and so much to give. That's why I'm so glad to join everyone here today so that everyone can see the magic of this community. I want to give a special shout out to my hubby and my family and my friends for all of your support in my everyday life. Los quiero mucho. And I would be remiss if I did not give thanks to Jackie for all of your inspiration and the belief that we can all deliver magic and you bring it out of all of us. So it's nice to meet everyone virtually. I'm Monse Moreno, and I'm excited to talk to this community about a topic that might shock some and is definitely not part of normal conversation between mujeres. I'm going to dare to say something many women and Latinas don't dare say. I'm going to get close to the camera. I love talking about money. And you might think, is she rich? Did she receive some large inheritance, win the lottery? Or maybe she works in the financial industry because she talks about it so much. And I don't. Like Minue said, I work in marketing and advertising. I'm actually just a first-generation college graduate, first-generation professional in my family. And my story is one of the possibility and the empowerment that comes from owning your relationship with money. But I'm an everyday Latina who, like many of you, maybe didn't learn about managing money, investing, retirement planning, or any of that. So my story is one of learning and sharing. I learned for myself, I learned for my family, I learned for my community. I learned and I keep learning and I keep sharing. Because in my heart of hearts, I believe in the transformational power that being intentional with your life and your money can have. So in the book, I share my personal story. And I do it with the hopes that you can see an everyday example of another regular Latina. I have a blog, and in that blog, I share more everyday examples about my personal money journey. Because this is exactly what it is, a journey. I haven't learned everything, and I'm still learning something every day. But at the end of the day, I believe all Latinas, all women, should be empowered when it comes to money. And so I invite everyone to join me on Instagram at Happy Money, Happy Life, very easy to remember. And I want to keep sharing and learning together with you. So I hope you'll join me, and I hope you will embark on your own personal money journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Monse. And you know what? When you got close to the camera and said, I'm going to talk about this, I really thought of another word that you were going to mention. Ay, esta Latina mente. Thank you for talking about money. Monse, you know what? We have to stop the generational taboo, right? We have all these conversations that people don't talk. Las mujeres no hablan de dinero. Oh, wow, where did we get that from, right? We don't discuss price. And do you all know, sorry for this parenthesis, Jackie, just 2 seconds, but did you all know what today is? Because today is Latina Equal Pay Day. For every dollar made by a white male every Latina make 55 cents. That should not be happening. Please, everyone, go to social media tonight before you sleep and research. Go look at everything that is happening. Support, like, share, and raise awareness. And the most important thing here is to ask. Do your research, know your worth, charge your worth, negotiate, and ask. So thank you, Monse, for that segue on talking about money. We appreciate that. Gracias. Our next speaker and author is Jacqueline Bouvier. Jacqueline, very good, is an executive director who oversees the Santa Fe Drive commercial corridor in Denver and its evolution on business, physical improvements, and economical development for the past few years. You see, Jackie knows what really drives conversations, creates sold-out events, and influences the empowered people. She's considered a world-renowned professional connector. I love this phrase, by the way, a professional connector. I'm definitely connecting with you after this. We need you. Very good. And she's also working with areas on improvement, and she and her husband help nonprofits thrive in strategic planning and formation and governance. She's been in magazines, TV, everything that you can think of, and she's a trainer business coach and inspirational speaker and MBA in international studies. Jackie, I could keep going. Your bio is really, really long and complete. A pleasure and an honor to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, I have to say, you are an inspiring, amazing speaker. I love every second that you speak. And wow, what a great honor to join the amazing Book Sisters. God truly, truly blessed my trip to New York last December when I met Jackie Camacho. Jackie, que Dios te siga usando. Eres una luz que brilla, muy bella, en serio. Gracias, gracias. I want to thank my husband, Paul Bouvier, for being the most amazing man any wife could only dream of having. I am truly blessed. I also want to thank Marianne, my mother-in-law, because without her help, without our baby, our babies need her, and I could not do what I do. My big baby girl, Michaela, who God used to teach me that love is real, that was huge in my life. Y gracias a mi mamá, Olga, por siempre orar por mí, creer en mí. Feliz cumpleaños, mamá. La quiero mucho. ¡Qué gran honor! Somos book authors, hermosas. Honestly, this is a dream come true. I never in my life imagined that I would ever be a part of something so beautiful. I never imagined I would be a book author. Never. It never crossed my mind. My story in this book is one that I have never shared before because it took place during a very painful time in my life in childhood. But God led me to share it in this book so that I can share how I was set free. And hopefully my story can impact others in their lives. We cannot be who God created us to be without sharing where we came from and how his mercy and love has healed and strengthened each and every one of us in our lives. I am who I am because of God. He saved my life. He healed me and gave me a new life. I must confess to the world, because I believe in the power of confession of the tongue, that this is just the beginning of many more books for me. For my husband, mi madre, que tiene que escribir su historia, my mother-in-law, who dreams of writing many children's books. I only pray that I can inspire them and everyone else that is seeing me today. I truly say I want to inspire you, and I want to say that I want to inspire you that you may believe in yourself and write a book. Paint a picture, write a song. Do not leave this world without leaving history and life with a piece of you. Everyone is talented, and we all have something to share and someone's life to impact and change. Amigas que me escuchan, tienen una historia que contar. Por favor, compártanla y únanse al próximo volumen de Today's Inspired Latinas. Que Dios me las bendiga y crean que estoy aquí para apoyarlas, inspirarlas y decirles, escriban su libro.
Claro que que sí, escriban su libro, aunque sea un blog, aunque sea un artículo, pero déjenlo en algún lado. It is important, you know, to write. Thank you so much, Jackie, for this wonderful and inspirational message that you just gave us. It's interesting how you say, you know, we read from other person's story, and you never know, right, what really can move you and what can touch you. So it's a way of living legacy. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Appreciate it. Our next speaker and author is Elisa Marquez. Let's welcome Elisa Marquez right now to be with us. Elisa Marquez was born in Aguascalientes, but then was raised in Jalisco. And we say something in Mexico, Jalisco no te rajes, which means women from Jalisco do not, how do you say that, back down from something? You're going to have to help me later with that translation of rajarse. Very good. Elisa is a professional expert and consultant in residential mortgage mortgage for lending at Loan Depot. She has been licensed loan organizer from 2008, and in business management. She has a BS in business management. Here's the thing about her. She has worked with many professionals. So Nancy, that's your arena. We have somebody else there in real estate agency. She has built partnership with other professionals, attorneys and agents and financial advisors and insurance agents and home inspectors, etc., to help them. And here is the most beautiful thing. She helps people in the community to achieve what many have called the American dream, home ownership. I don't think it's just the American dream. I think it's a dream of many, right? To own a home, a piece of land, un pedacito de tu casa, something that you go back and you can call mi hogar, no una casa, un hogar, no? What is my home? So thank you for making this happen. And thank you also, Elisa. I noticed that in your bio, you actually wrote that you're bilingual. And it's interesting because for those of you who did not put bilingual in your bio, in your LinkedIn, in your Facebook, in your Instagram, why, if this is a strength that you have, tell the world, please, right now. If you have something to do, you're going to do it now. So thank you for the reminder, Elisa, of doing this.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for the great introduction, Minue. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. And I just want to dedicate this book to my family, to my friends, and especially to my daughters, Anais and Sofia. They've been my inspiration since they came to the world, and they're my reason why. I want to ask you something today. Have you compromised with yourself? Have you chosen what you want to shape your life, or with who? Every person in this world has a beginning, an end, or to be continue, a before and an after, a reason why. There are many times when situations and people hurt me. I felt they were not fair. Although later in life, everything started making sense. I started to understand that every experience you have, either good or bad, you have to cherish it and appreciate it to make it a good one. I'm a strong believer everything happens for a reason. It is on you if you want to pay more attention to the bad and drain your energy, or just learn from that unfortunate experience and master your emotional intelligence. At the end of the day, it's your choice. When you look at yourself in the mirror, who do you see? That's the person that you have to care for and compromise yourself with to make him or her happy. Happiness is a mental and emotional state. You can learn to expand those states. If there are negative people around you, it's your choice to stay around them. Compromise with yourself. To surround yourself with amazing people that you admire, that you can learn from, that brings you peace, happiness, smiles, that make you grow. Life can be defined as a story in a book or a movie. You have the freedom to choose the character you want to be and the story of your own life. I decided not to be the spectator, not the villain, nor the victim. I decided to be my own hero, the warrior that does not give up, the person that thrives through adversity. I decided to compromise myself, to be happy, and to build my own happiness. And today, I invite you to compromise with yourself as well. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. And to your point, we have to remind ourselves of who we are. I love that you mentioned your daughters. Definitely, the majority of the things that we do them for them, right? We want to leave a legacy to the new generations. That's why we're doing it. So congratulations, Elisa. Thank you so much for sharing that. We appreciate it. Very good. Our next speaker and author is Gabriela Gomez. So proud to have you, Gabriela Gomez, here. She's a licensed cosmetologist, so we need you, thank you. A certified international makeup artist and founder of the innovative program, The Art Between Inner and Outer Beauty. I can't wait to take one of your programs. She's licensed in several programs, including neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro-linguistic programming. I'll tell you about it in a second. Through her unique beauty program, Gabriela helps her clients combine the elements of outer beauty with inner beauty and makeup artistry. This is really, really impressive. And so for those of you who want to know more about neuro-linguistic programming, please know that there is a big difference between saying tengo miedo y estoy emocionada, or I am nervous and or I am excited. The body feels the same things. The heart is beating, the flow is going fast, your breathing is like crazy. You know that the body does not know if that's fear or excitement. Change the name, call it excitement. Gabriela, you know a lot about this. I'm pretty sure people will be looking for some advice from you very soon. Thank you and bienvenida, Gabriela.
Muchas gracias, Minue. Y gracias a todas y a todos los que están ahorita acompañándonos. Muchas gracias por su tiempo y más que nada por interesarse también en todas estas historias que todas nuestras hermanas del libro, bellezas que están aquí presentes, tenemos mucho que compartir con ustedes. Yo la verdad estoy muy emocionada porque aquí me doy cuenta de que pues yo soy una grandiosa que creo demasiado y en mi corazón está Dios, y ahorita estoy viendo que este grupo vibramos en esa luz, vibramos en esa fe, y como comunidad latina y de grandes emprendedoras y profesionales. Yo la verdad estoy muy emocionada. Creo que estoy más emocionada por el hecho de que este volumen 8 es de fe, de creer en uno mismo, de creer en el creador, de creer en lo bonito que hay adentro, porque eso es lo que estamos reflejando hacia afuera, que es exactamente lo que mi programa me llevó a inspirarme para poder apoyar a más mujeres. A través de los años, yo pasé por muchísimas situaciones que en el libro se van quienes tengan la oportunidad de leerlo, van a ver todas las situaciones y emociones que en su momento yo pasé. Siendo una jovencita pues de como 16 años, 17 años que comenzó pues la vida. Entonces, teniendo ahora 5 hijos y 5 nietos, puedo ver hacia atrás y puedo ver todo ese sufrimiento que se podría decir yo escogí porque no sabía, no tenía las herramientas. Mas, sin embargo, a través del tiempo yo fui tocando puertas. Fui allá afuera para empoderarme, para crecer, para saber más por qué era que todo lo que yo estaba pasando me fue llevando a tantas situaciones. Ahora les puedo comentar que gracias a todas esas experiencias pude entender más de la vida, pero también a desarrollar un don que ya venía conmigo, pero lo fui desarrollando para sentirme bien. Yo siempre me disfrazaba, yo siempre decía, tengo una carátula, me pongo una máscara para cubrir mis emociones. ¿Y por qué? Porque no quería que mi familia supiera de lo que yo estaba pasando en mi casa, en mi hogar, con mis hijos y en aquel entonces mi esposo. Mas, sin embargo, salí, me quité esa careta, comencé a indagar hacia adentro, comencé a tener fe, comencé a crecer y a creer en mí. Y así fue como logré hacer este programa de belleza, por eso me llevó también este don. He estudiado muchísimos programas de certificaciones y diplomados, más me quedo con el de la belleza interna y externa, porque creo que con tener esa seguridad, tener esa capacidad de inteligencia emocional, de poder conectarme conmigo misma y poder conectar con los demás, es algo que me empodera y me hace más pura, más fiel a mí y más fiel al Creador, que fue el que me mandó aquí, y le debo una misión que tengo que entregar, empoderando más personas, más mujeres, y no importa si son hombres, y no importa si son mujeres, aquí es lograr que el ser humano saque esa belleza de adentro y la transporte y la entregue y la exteriorice en todo lo que es en el exterior. Esto es lo que me ha inspirado y lo que me ha llevado también a conectar con muchísimas personas, y yo le agradezco mucho a Dios por mi vida, agradezco por estar en este volumen 8 y también le agradezco mucho a Jackie, que yo la conocí también en el programa de Entre Nosotras, Radio Online, Entre Nosotras, que era yo una consejera de belleza. Ahí fue donde yo la conocí, más nunca hicimos un enlace hasta un día que yo fui a tomar una clase que estuvo Today's Inspired Latinas con Estée Lauder, y yo iba a actualizarme en lo que era belleza. Ahí volví a reencontrarme con Jackie y fue donde me dio la oportunidad de viajar a través del Atlántico, del Océano Atlántico, y nos fuimos a París, nos fuimos a Bélgica, nos fuimos gracias a esa invitación, también a Irlanda. Entonces yo realmente conocí más de cerca a Jackie, conocí su corazón, su pureza, sus ganas de ayudar a más mujeres. Y eso fue lo que a mí me motivó más a seguir con este programa tan bonito de empoderar a la mujer, a través de que se conozca a sí misma desde adentro hacia afuera. Entonces, pues también muy contenta porque cada historia que he escuchado, a cada persona de mis Book Sisters que he escuchado, y el hecho que conectan tan bonito, de que veo esa belleza. O sea, yo las veo hermosas a todas, pero ahora entiendo por qué. Porque irradian esa luz, ese amor propio, ese camino de experiencia que les ha llevado a pulirse igual que yo. Y pues yo tengo con mucho honor, me siento agradecida con Dios y me siento agradecida con Jackie y Minue. Pues un honor conocerte también. Yo no te conocía, pero en estos días que nos estuvimos preparando, la verdad fui viendo a cada una su luz, su belleza interna que la exteriorizaron. Y pues gracias por estar. Y a todos allá afuera, dense la oportunidad de leer el libro, porque sé que nuestras historias les puede conectar desde el corazón y les puede motivar para que vean que hay luz al final del túnel. Eso es todo. Gracias.
Gracias, Gabriela, muchísimas gracias. Y lo más importante de aquí, saber que es un túnel, Gabriela, porque hay gente que cree que es cueva. No es cueva, es túnel, hay salida. Lo mismo, hay luz. Thank you, Gabriela, so much for your beautiful and kind words tonight. She was talking to us about how inner beauty and outer beauty is actually quite connected. And we were just joking a little bit about the fact that it's not a cave, it's actually a tunnel, and there's a light after that. And speaking of empowerment, this is about our next speaker and author. Let's welcome Angélica Cifuentes Baez. Angélica Cifuentes Baez. Angélica is Colombian and lived in Montreal, Canada, and since 2011, she's truly passionate about raising awareness about the role of women in society. It's not in the kitchen unless you want to. But roles that we determine, by the way, is not the same. She has rendered service as a public accountant for more than 15 years. And then she very soon discovered that she wanted more. So she went for a holistic approach on training and neuro-linguistic programming again, which we already spoke,
and a neurotherapist. So then she decided to cultivate her faith in God and spirituality. She learned much more about her faith and quantum physics. And then she studied other disciplines to complete what she calls the first cycle of her master's degree, The Purpose of Life in the University of Life. I love that you say the University of Life. And many people have asked us, when is this going to be over? And I said, when we pass the test. This is just a test for which you study and you're ready. So it shall pass. Welcome, welcome to tonight's book launch. Adelante.
Like you said, when the lesson is completed and learned, that's it. So I'm so grateful to be here with those beautiful, beautiful women around the world. Yes, I am Colombian, but I'm living in Montreal, Canada. And of course, this book is dedicated to my family, my kids, my hubby, my husband, and, you know, for the woman in my community, in my new country. Alors, je dois parler en français aussi parce que moi, je suis à Montréal. Montréal, on speak French. And je dois dire merci, merci à toutes les femmes qui viennent à chercher à me supporter ici aussi. We, in English, French, Spanish, no matter what, because debo continuar en español, lo sé, este libro está dedicado para las mujeres latinas que quieren inspirar a otras. Dedicaba una parte a la comunidad que me ayudó cuando llegué acá a los 30 años, con 2 maletas, con 2 hijos, mis 2 maestros, Jerónimo y Valeria, que me ayudaron a entender que quería escapar de una realidad que venía a enfrentar aquí sola, siendo una mujer inmigrante, casada, sin conocer una sola palabra de inglés ni francés menos, solamente con mi español, con muchos sueños, venía realmente a encontrarme conmigo misma. Eso era lo que venía a hacer y no tenía ni idea. Más de 15 años trabajando como contadora pública, apasionada de pronto por la vida de los negocios, del dinero, del control, pero aquí vine a entender que mi pasión y mi fuego estaba en otro lugar. Aquí vine a encontrar y hoy quiero agradecerle también a el que fue alguna vez mi esposo, porque gracias a él me pude descubrir. Fue a través de un gran divorcio que tuve, fue a través de una depresión que viví, estuve sumida por más de 6 meses en una cama donde no quería levantarme y quiero contarles que la vitamina que me levantó de esa cama se llama la gratitud. A través de ese despertar y de ese encontrar la belleza en absolutamente todo lo que tenía alrededor mío, porque ni siquiera mis hijos me movían, ya hice las paces con ellos, porque cuando estás sumida en una depresión, ni siquiera lo que más amas en tu vida te va a mover, y por eso este libro está dedicado para absolutamente todas las mujeres de mi comunidad, Sencillamente Mujer, en Facebook, donde somos más de 1,800 mujeres que todos los días nos levantamos con la fe, con el amor, con la esperanza de dar lo mejor de cada una de nosotras. Todas estamos en un caminar, todas estamos en un aprendizaje, todas estamos en un proceso, pero cuando realmente conectamos con esa fuente de amor, con esa fuente de inspiración, logramos brillar desde la autenticidad, desde la coherencia, desde el amor, y es eso lo que hoy me motiva, es esa hoy mi pasión, el ayudar y el guiar, el acompañar a tantas mujeres que llegan aquí. Hablo de Canadá, cuando migramos y sentimos que a través de aprender un nuevo idioma, que si es el francés, que si es el inglés, sentimos que no valemos y empezamos a perder el valor. Y eso es lo que yo estoy aquí recordándoles, que c'est pas grave si sea en francés, c'est pas grave si sea en inglés, doesn't matter because the accent doesn't matter. Eso es lo que quiero decir. Conozco miles de mujeres acá que no quieren salir adelante y dejar brillar esa luz únicamente por un acento. El acento significa que somos latinas, que es nuestra cultura, que es nuestra raíz. Hoy doy gracias a todas las mujeres que habitan en mí, mis abuelas, mis tatarabuelas, obviamente mi madre, porque este libro y toda la misión de vida que decidí aceptar es dedicada a mi madre que está perdiendo su memoria, pero yo no la he perdido, así que yo la recuerdo a ella y todos los días le digo, madre, cada vez que ayudo a una mujer es en honor tuyo, en honor de mi abuela, en honor de mi tatarabuela y obviamente en la generación que baja después de mí y mi hija Valeria y muy seguramente los nietos si algún día los voy a conocer. Pero hoy mi mensaje es para cada una de ustedes alrededor del mundo. Todas tenemos ese fuego interior, todas tenemos esa paz, ese amor, solamente hay que saber dónde conectar. Después de que usted conecta, ya no hay nada porque somos imparables. Ver a todas estas mujeres, además que estoy feliz, Jackie, mil gracias. No pudo estar en la mejor edición porque el número 8 es el número del infinito, el número de la abundancia, el número de todo el conector. Así que, ¿qué más? ¿Qué más queremos nosotras? Sino estar en el mejor libro, en la edición del infinito y el infinito y más allá. Y mi mensaje en el libro es: cuando tú sanas tu cuerpo, sanas tu alma y sanas tu mente. Hay que ser los tres, no podemos estar todo el tiempo pensando ni en el cuerpo, ni en la cabeza, ni en el alma, los tres al tiempo. Y eso hace la conexión perfecta. Mil gracias, de verdad. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Gracias a mis hermanas de este libro, gracias Jackie, gracias a la mujer que nos conectó y gracias a cada mujer que habita en nosotras.
Muchísimas gracias, Angélica. Merci beaucoup aussi. No, me encanta que hayas mencionado el hecho de que nuestros hijos son nuestros maestros de vida, ¿verdad? Para quienes tenemos hijos, our children are our teachers as well. And I also love that you mentioned our ancestors. We honor their legacy by completing what they started, by continuing what they started. So we are very honored. And also thank you for talking about depression, because we call this, in those of us who are in the in organizations helping with diversity and inclusion, one of the topics is about the invisible disability, and depression is one of them. We don't talk about it. We need to talk about it. Tenemos que hablar de esto. Así que gracias por haberlo traído a colación. Gracias por haber estado aquí, Angélica. Thank you so much. And now we're going to welcome our next speaker and author, Carolina Rojas. Bienvenida, Carolina Rojas. Welcome, Carolina. Carolina describes herself as a happy woman. I love that description. With the passion for helping others and making people around her happy. And she studied chemistry, so another STEM woman. Thank you so much, in the University of Columbia. Even if, I mean, she's been studying in STEM all her life, but what she really considers her vocation is helping and empower women to believe in themselves again and assisting them to find their own talents. Carolina is an elite diamond director of the global multi-level company Janval International. She came to the United States 5 years ago and continued expanding her enterprise and develop leaders in Janval USA. Carolina is a dedicated mother and head of the household and have 2 wonderful children. Carolina, bienvenida.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. I love to share my life, but really the history is not of me, it's of my family, because I think if all of us share our histories, many people could try more new things, and others could not suffer as much as they have. I'm here looking for great leaders who will enjoy helping other leaders, because I think true success is within us. Definitivamente estoy muy feliz de estar aquí, emocionadísima. Para mí no ha sido, como para muchos, fácil llegar aquí a Estados Unidos, pero eso hace que cada uno de nosotros, si cuenta su historia, muchísimas otras personas tratarían cosas nuevas, intentarían algo diferente en su vida. Y otros tantos no se hubieran equivocado tanto como lo han hecho. Que siento yo que estamos aquí para, con nuestras propias vidas, que para nosotros han sido todo nuestro mundo, podemos ayudar a muchísima otra gente que está allí tratando de construir su vida a su manera. Y todos, cada uno de nosotros creemos que somos los únicos a los que nos pasan cosas. Y adivina que creemos que somos a los únicos que nos pasan las cosas malas, y no solo una, sino todas a la vez. Pero cuando compartimos nuestras historias, nos damos cuenta que realmente no somos los únicos. Cuando compartimos las historias nos sentimos identificados. Al sentirnos identificados, creemos que somos capaces de hacer lo que han hecho otras personas. Y si nosotros que estamos aquí hemos logrado superar cada inconveniente que nos ha puesto en la vida, ¿con qué? Con nuestros talentos. Entonces creo que lo que me considero yo, soy una cazatalentos. Me encanta buscar los talentos que tiene cada persona y hacerlos brillar, como confiando en esa persona, haciéndola sentir tan importante como es. Y cuando ese diamante que hay adentro brilla, que se tenga el mundo.
Me encanta, muchísimas gracias por compartirlo. Y me encanta que te has llamado cazadora de talentos. Y también sabes que hablas mucho acerca de los diamantes y yo me pongo a pensar ahorita, dicen, pero qué presión siento, qué estrés siento. Y yo siempre les digo, pues, ¿cómo crees tú que se hacen los diamantes, corazón? Bajo presión, mi reina. Es carbón, hay presión, te haces diamante, punto. Digo, hay obviamente un proceso químico más complicado que ese, pero se entiende, ¿no? Así que gracias, Carolina, por compartirnos esto con nosotros hoy. Carolina was mentioning in her speech that leaders are helping other leaders. And I think that that's something that we should be doing. And guess what? That's what we're doing tonight. We are leaders bringing other leaders with us. Let's perpetuate and continue what Jackie Camacho started. She's bringing leaders to hold each other's hands. We are really, really happy for that. Carolina, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And now we welcome our next speaker and author of the night, Scarlett Lever Ortiz. Scarlett, she is the founder and director of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion at the Chicago Housing Authority. Thank you, Scarlett, for doing that. We are needed. This is the second largest housing authority on the nation, serving over 70,000 low-income families. You are so needed. She also implemented the Community Alliance, a multicultural and multilingual initiative to increase awareness of CHA's programs among hard-to-reach populations. And she revamped the CHA's language access policy by streamlining, check this out, by streamlining free translation and interpretation services. Thank you for doing that, because what we need is translation and interpretation services, because nobody deserves to miss an opportunity just because of language. That is nonsense. Thank you for doing that. Also, she is a leader. She's a leader in the Greater Chicago Fellow since 2018 and a board-elected member of the LGC Leadership Fellow Association. She serves on the board of the Thresholds and American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU. Wow, the Next Generation Society. She's an inclusion strategist and advisor for the Illinois Green Alliance. Thank you so much. We welcome you as a speaker tonight. Bienvenida.
Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos, sobre todo a mi familia aquí en Chicago, en México, y a todos aquellos que me apoyan, que saben perfectamente quiénes son. En esta noche tan especial, sobre todo porque es el día de la equidad del salario latino, quiero aprovechar para recordar qué importante es leer este libro, porque encontrarás historias que te inspirarán. Entre aquellas yo comparto por qué decidí ser una servidora pública. Ahora más que nunca necesitamos latinas que estén ahí con los políticos y realmente apoyándonos y haciendo cosas que nos van a ayudar y hacer salir adelante, ¿no? Y sobre todo, quiero acompañarlas a todas mis hermanas aquí de los libros y recordarles que yo las leo, las siento y quiero que nos mantengamos unidas. Y en esta noche que estamos viviendo tiempos tan difíciles, son tiempos históricos y sin precedentes. Es muy importante que tengamos esa lucecita en nuestras vidas y este libro les aseguro que lo será, porque podrán inspirarse y encontrar conexiones donde piensen, no, alguien más también ya pasó por esto y podrán decir, si ella pudo, yo también podré. Entonces, por favor, aprovechen la oportunidad de leernos, de conectarse con nosotras y de encontrar en esta comunidad de apoyo que lo necesitamos más que nunca, sobre todo porque tenemos que mantenernos informadas y hay tantas cosas que están pasando y necesitamos tener ese lugar donde la esperanza nunca muera. Así que con esto las dejo para recordarles que tenemos que votar, salgan a votar, sepan quiénes son las personas que se alinean con sus creencias para que no nos dejemos y sigamos adelante como las latinas poderosos que somos. Así que por favor, lean nuestro libro y muchísimas gracias por su tiempo.
Muchísimas gracias, estamos muy inspirados con tus palabras, se nota que estás en el mundo de D&I, definitivamente gracias por eso, y porque bueno, antes no teníamos estos grupos, ¿no? Voy a cambiarle al inglés ahora, por los que no entienden esta parte. So she was talking about the importance of, okay, she mentioned again the Latina equal pay. It's not just Latina equal pay, by the way, it's in general women equality with payment in general, because I mentioned 55 cents for every dollar for Latinas, but it's 63 to 67 cents anyway for women in general. And this has many roots, by the way. It's not just one solution, it's actually many things. She mentioned, actually, Scarlett, thank you for reminding us about voting. And something that's happening here in the United States is, as we come to this country, if you are coming from a country where voting is not something you believe in for whatever reasons that I'm not going to go into, because that could be a 3-hour conversation on corruption and many other things that we won't go there. The thing is that we lose faith on that process. But I've got to tell you, in this country, in this democratic country, your count votes, and it votes a lot, and it counts a lot. And so please go and vote, make a stand, speak up, and take this great opportunity to do that. Thank you, Scarlett, for reminding us of the importance of being active in the community. We really appreciate that. Very good. You will not believe this, but she was our last author for the night. And we are going to open the floor, and we're going to open this for everyone here present. Before we do that, by the way, we do have 2 winners of the book, because remember that we said we have 5 and mentioned 3? We have 2 more. Drums, please. Camelia Peña Rivero. And the second one is Daisy Torres. Now we have our 5 winners. Bravo, and congratulations for getting these books. Ahora sí, let's go and let's get together. One of the things that we would like to do is open the floor for all of you to participate. And you know that there's a lot of people watching us right now, right? It's really impressive. We've been asking them to share with us any questions that they would like to ask any of you. So let's give them a minute so that we can see what type of questions we have from the audience. What would they like to tell us? If there are any questions, we do have people that are so is there anything that you would like to say, like to tell us? If there are any
I see a question. It says, what would you say to anyone thinking their story isn't finished yet?
So what would you say to anyone thinking their story isn't finished yet? What a wonderful question. How about this? The first one to raise their hand will be the person that will answer this question. Who would like to answer this question for our wonderful audience tonight? Muy bien, I saw a hand here, Lisa, right? La mano más rápida del oeste. ¡Pum! So let us know. I'm going to repeat the question so that you can hear it. What would you say to anyone thinking their story isn't finished yet? Go ahead and let us know your thoughts.
Well, pretty much what I think in regards to that question is that your story is never going to be finished. You're always going to create more. You're always going to look for more. And that's me personally. I always look for the next challenge, the next chapter in my life. Just trying to get to the next step. And it's always a continuing like circle that you just go and just enjoy every single moment of it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think the story is never finished, right? We're only writing new chapters and volumes, right? So volume 1, 2, 3, like Jackie. Anyone would like to answer the same question, by the way? If anyone had a different comment or would like to let us know, just raise your hand. We have another one here. I think yes, go ahead, please let us know.
So we're I love the question, because just like we were talking about the number 8, which is infinity, it's never ending. So we're always evolving, and the soul is always evolving, and it's never ending. So just like what she said, we're always going to the next stage and to the next step, and to evolve further and further.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that you use the word evolution. We are here to evolve, to learn. Some of you were actually mentioning something about what do we need to do to, and there's a lot of words that are right now, de moda, no? Pivoting.
De moda.
Pivoting.
There's actually another question from our editor. She says, what did you learn about yourself writing your story?
Ooh, who would like to respond to that question? Vimos la manera. Adelante, please go ahead and respond.
What I would say, definitely we'll repeat the question one more time, Inouye, because I have something in mind.
Está bien. What did you learn about yourself from writing your story? So I think we have LISBA and then Gabriela Gomez, right?
Okay. What I learned about myself is I was writing my story. The first time that I wrote my story and I put together the draft, tears were coming down on my face. I just couldn't stop crying. And I realized all of the evolution, all the personal journey that I had gone through, all the, uncomfortable situations, all of the history, the background, the baggage, everything was coming out. And, it made me realize that I have a gift. I have a gift to share. And that gift, that voice needs to be shared to everyone else, to let them know that they also have a story to share themselves. And anything that you go through in your life, just see it as a stepping stone towards your purpose. So that would be my response, Minue.
Thank you. Thank you so much for answering that. And then Gabriela, you also raised your hand. Would you like to share this with us?
Claro que sí. Así como Lisba, creo que muchas cosas razonan en el momento que uno agarra un lápiz y un papel y se determina a escribir algo que en su vida ha pasado. Y una de las cosas que resonó mucho conmigo fue de que yo he trabajado mucho en mi persona, en mi crecimiento personal, no nada más por experiencia, más buscando siempre ese apoyo. Y ahí encontré que todavía había secuelas que conectaban con otras historias, con estas personas que yo maquillo y hago transformaciones de belleza. Y ahí comencé a conectar. Ahí entendí por qué mi misión de vida. Ahí entendí por qué mi visión hacia apoyar y conectar con más gente. Entonces, esto me llevó a mí a decidir que esto era lo que es mi pasión, es lo que es mi misión y es lo que quiero aportar a la humanidad, y es algo que tal vez puede considerar todos los que están escuchando ahorita, que tienen algo que aportar. Todos tenemos algo que aportar, que a alguien, aunque sea una persona, le va a ayudar. Porque yo siempre he dicho, yo voy a mover multitudes y no porque vaya a ver todo el panorama de gente, porque si toco una persona, esa persona es el eslabón hacia la siguiente.
Gracias, Gabriela. Qué hermoso que nos has compartido esto. Fíjate que hace muchísimo tiempo que yo trataba también de descubrir mi misión en la vida y me di cuenta que de repente era como muy grande cuando tenía que haber sido algo un poco más sencillo. Desde hace ya varios años que mi misión es que todos los días ayudo a una persona, solo una, porque al final tendré 365 con toda certeza. Así que gracias, Gabriela, por recordarnos esto. Thank you so much, Gabriela, for your thoughts. Thank you, Lisba, for responding also to this question. And you both mentioned something very important. You mentioned that you have a calling, you have a gift. We all have a gift, or more, but at least one, right? Like, at least we do have one. And we have a gift. It wasn't given for us. It's not a gift to you. It's for others. So whatever you have, how are you going to give it to others? How are you going to put yourself to the service of others? We started tonight with Jackie Camacho's words, and those that strokes us the most for Jackie, that describe Jackie, is service and service and the fact that you can really transcend, right? Everybody, please think of one word that you would like to leave the next generations, the current generations, that you want to leave to your audience, that you want to leave to those that are listening to you, to the ones that are the reason for your existence, the ones that are here. One word, and we're going to call this our pearls of wisdom, because this is how we learn, right? This is how our ancestors have taught us who we are and where we're going, through collective pearls of wisdom. So we're going to do this one by one, and we can do this as I'm calling you, but you can also just say it out loud. To make this in order, I'll try to mention your names just as I see you on screen. However, if I am missing someone, just please go ahead and say it as I see you here on screen. I'm going to start with you, Araceli, if that's okay. And again, it's one or two words. Remember, one or two words that you would like to leave as your staple, as your footprint. Una palabra que digas, esto le dejo como legado a las futuras generaciones y también es mi huella en este mundo. Araceli, ¿cuál es tu perla, tu sabiduría?
Bueno, más que todo, que tengan fe, que luchen y que logren sus metas.
Una palabra, ya se me fue a 3, compañera. Una palabra. Bueno, son las 10 de la noche, no nos olvide aquí. Muchas gracias, corazón linda. Claro que sí, gracias. Muy bien, seguimos contigo, Vany. Vany, you're next. Okidoki, and you're on mute. And so...
Oh, Vany, no te escuchamos.
Yes.
I leave you with this. You have been created for more. Has sido creada para más.
Gracias, Vany. That's fantastic. I'm going to do something. As I see you unmuting yourselves, I will call on that so that we don't do that. How about that? Elisa, you're next.
So pretty much compromise with yourself to be happy. Comprometerte contigo misma para hacerte feliz. Eso es lo que yo dejo.
Les dije que ser feliz era porque. Thank you for doing the back translation. You're very welcome to your audience. Yes, thank you so much. As we don't see social mute again, so much. We start decreasing the noise. Thank you. Damaris.
Evolve.
Yes. And then she pauses. Did you see that? It's like the mic drop. Evolve.
Yes, evolve.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Leslie.
Courage and to take consistent, imperfect action.
Consistent action, Leslie. I love it. Eso de la perfección nos vuelve locas. All right, Nancy.
Embrace the journey.
Embrace the journey. Action, Leslie. Thank you. Mónica Álvarez.
El poder está dentro de ti.
Uf, love it. El poder está dentro de ti. Uy, thank you. Carolina Rojas.
Love and control, like the song. Amor y control, como la canción. Amor y control.
And she even sang the song. Yes. Fantastic. All right, let's see. Evelyn Rodriguez.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Absolutely. Thank you. Muy bien. Jackie Bouvier.
You're a fingerprint. No one else is like you.
You're unique. Thank you. Absolutely, your fingerprint. Gracias. Let's see. Angélica Cifuentes.
Gratitud y compasión.
Hermoso. Compasión. Thank you so much. Y gratitud. Very, very good. A ver, Monse Moreno.
Happy money, happy life.
Happy money, happy life. Absolutely. Muy bien. ¿Quién sigue? Patti Hernández, por ahí.
Dar sin esperar nada a cambio.
Dar sin esperar nada a cambio. Unconditional love. Perfecto, gracias. Scarlett, you're next.
Empathy for self and others. Empathy.
Empathy. Oh, so important. Claro que sí. Let's see. Now it's your turn to just take the mute button off and keep talking para que no me las pierda. Abigail, creo que tú sigas, right?
Determinación.
Determinación, determination. Love it. Thank you so much. ¿Quién más falta?
Mari Carmen. Believe and trust.
Believe and trust. Love it. Muy bien, gracias. Lisba, ¿verdad?
I would say don't be afraid to be brave and get uncomfortable.
Don't be afraid of it. I love it. And uncomfortable. I love it, right? The cliche of success is not in the comfort zone. No, claro que no. Fantástico. What else? Who else is missing here? Let's see. Yeah. Just take yourself off mute and say the word. Gabriela, creo, right? Gabriela Gómez. Estás on mute, corazón.
I am.
No, you are.
Here we go. Okay. Transformar resistencia en seguridad.
Resistencia en seguridad. I love it.
Transformar resistencia en seguridad.
Wow. So resistance. So it would be like resistance into confidence. I love it. Thank you so much. How about you, Gaby Hernández? No te me escondas, Gaby Hernández. What is your word?
Gracias. My word is never give up. To never give up on your dreams and your goals that you have.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Gaby. Never give up. I have one, and you know which one is that. Bravery. And bravery is doing things when you're afraid, despite of the fear. That's bravery. And of course, no falta nadie porque Jackie es la última, pero le estamos dejando a la reina el lugar, ¿saben? So, ¿ya no falta nadie antes de Jackie? ¿A la una de las dos? Jackie, cielo, close the pearls of wisdom, please.
Miren lo que está saliendo aquí. Por primera vez en la historia tenemos el libro Today's Inspired Latina, volumen 8, aquí.
Me encanta. Oye, Jackie, hold it, Jackie, I'm going to take a screenshot. Let me take a screenshot and then I'll send it to you. No, pero con tu carita. Enrique, ponemos a Jackie con... Ok, ya, Jackie, exacto. 1, 2, screenshot. Oh, espérame. Y falta una, espera. Because there's 2 screenshots here. So, 1, 2, 3, screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Love it. Jackie Camacho, what would be your pearls of wisdom for tonight? ¿Qué sientes?
Bueno, si es una palabra, if
bueno,
it's
no,
one word.
No, sí puedes decir muchas.
Well, I mean, if it's one, let me just summarize it, magics. But I'm blown away. I mean, when you have so much happiness in your heart and so much I don't know how to describe it. It's like joy and inspiration and like everything combined. Where do you put it? I don't think there's a container bigger or big enough in the world to be able to contain micro moments of pure, amazing happiness, where we are simply opening up our heart and we're sharing, what's inside of it. And I have cried, I have laughed, I have smiled of happiness. And there's no container enough in the entire world, in the entire universe, that will be able to contain the happiness that I feel right now. And I just want to tell all of you that I'm very proud. I'm very excited. And most importantly, I think this amazing journey is just beginning today, right now. And this is symbolic of, you know, this incredible journey. I know we're living in amazing, extraordinary times, not only because of the pandemic, but we're, you know, this is an opportunity for us to see the silver lining, for us to stop for a moment and say, where do I find the joy and the happiness? And what can I do with what I have right now in this moment? And you know what? Even though we are in Mexico, the United States and Canada, and, you know, we have probably people watching us from all over the world, the energy that we felt today as we celebrate and commemorate this moment was magical. And I just want to thank you for the beautiful gift of just now, this moment, because I know it'll be the beginning of something extraordinary. And I am here as a servant leader and as a dream catcher. So now we have a dream catcher, we have una cazadora de talentos y una cazadora de sueños. And all of you are absolutely amazing, and you're dream catchers yourself. I think that, you know, together we're going to be able to make incredible things in the world. And that's what I live for. I live for those micro moments of pure exponential happiness that you can't contain. So the only way that it goes is to the outside, and you know, bless people with ideas and collaborations and core values and congruency with your actions. That's what it's all about. And I'm honored, I'm grateful, and I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy. So thank you so much. And look, it's here. It's a legacy forever. 300 years from now, somebody will find this and say, page number 63, look, Nancy SCOVOTTI just inspired me from 2020, right? That's the kind of legacy that we're doing. This is not a one-time project. This is a project of a lifetime. So thank you for giving me the gift of sharing your stories and potentially, you know, beginning that pathway of creating magic for you to write your own books and many more and bless so many people around. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you. Gracias. Thank you so much, Jackie. We've also laughed with you and cried with you, and there's so much to celebrate. Wait until this COVID thing is over, because we're all going to be in Chicago celebrating with you, right? Drinking our tequila, hugging each other. Absolutely. Like, this is just on pause. This is just a big pause. We want to thank everybody for being here tonight. There were many messages of encouragement, many messages that reminds us of our power. Please be proud of who you are. Most importantly, help the next generations be proud of who they are. Hablen español, enseñen español a sus hijos, ¿por qué no? Al mío le hablo español y me contesta en inglés, ¿qué más da? No importa, pero lo entiende y lo habla y yo lo sé. And so speak to them. And if you have French and Chinese and Italian and Korean, just open the world for them. Be proud of your heritage. Let's not make Hispanic Heritage Month September 16 to October 16. It should be Hispanic Heritage Year. This is not about celebrating con maracas and guacamole, as always. When they hire me for Hispanic Heritage Month speaking engagements, I said, like, no, let's work so that your VP looks like a Hispanic person. We talk about role models. Some of you actually mentioned not having a role model and becoming the first one in your home, the first one to graduate, the first one to finish college, the first one to go to school, the first one to be in a higher position, the first one to go into a corporation and become a VP. Well, don't be the first one and the last one. Don't be the first one and the last one. I don't know what you need to do to get there, but you do know what you did to get what you do together. So do not walk alone. Be leaders. Be leaders, and a leader is the one that grabs the hand of someone else and it's grooming someone else to get into those levels of leadership. No hay modelos en los corporativos que se vean como uno. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que pasa? Que yo no puedo mirar arriba algo que no comprendo porque no lo veo. Pero ¿qué pasaría si yo me convierto y me traigo a alguien más? To all of you here, we need to teach the next generations of what is possible. It is not about the book. Did you see this? It's not the book. It is not this. It is about everything. It is about what it touches afterwards. It's the story that you tell. It's what you do con el bendito libro. It's not the book. By the way, people can find it in Amazon. So
yes, they can. En mi me acaban de decir que nos trajeron a todas de regreso porque se nos olvidó hacer la pilotina.
Claro, por supuesto.
Como para conmemorar este momento.
Por supuesto que haremos la pilotina.
A ver, ¿quién nos va a tomar la foto final para ya irnos a descansar con nuestras familias? Y
vamos a preguntarle a Enrique si puede tomar un screenshot acá.
Pero bueno, invito a volar, pero más que nada las invito a aterrizar. I invite you to fly with me, but most importantly, land on your dreams. So with that,
¿qué les parece que hacemos? ¿Paradas requieres, Jackie, o así, o Es más, yo tomo el screenshot y ahorita lo mando, ¿verdad? Un segundo. Vamos a hacer la pilotina. I'll take a screenshot, así. 1, 2, 3. Y espérame que me falta. Ok, got it. I think I got you all.
Muchísimas gracias, Minue. Gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias a todas.
Gracias.
Estamos aquí celebrando. ¡Ay, se me cae!
Thank you to the families.
¡Felicidades!
Thank you to our partners, FFM and Oyin Technology. Thank you, Enrique. Gracias, Gaby. Gracias, Scarlett, donde quiera que estés. Fantastic job. You guys are doing an amazing job. The planning of this was pristine and beautiful. Thank you so much. Gracias, Jackie, for every single person in your team that made this happen. And thank you for teaching us how to fly and how to make our dreams come true. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody. Buenas noches. Bendiciones para todas. Muy buenas noches. Muchas bendiciones. Buenas noches. Good night. Good night.
Bye, gracias. Gracias, Jackie. Gracias.
Gracias. Besos a todas.